What's up YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video I want to speak on the Alabama Crimson Tide and what they have to do to make it to the playoffs and potentially make it to the national championship game. But first, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And by doing so, it greatly helps out my channel and it helps me grow as a content creator. Alabama has a lot of things that they have to do this upcoming season, in my opinion, to even make it to the playoffs. They have to fix some things, and I'm going to speak on all of that. The first thing that I want to speak on is the quarterback position. We all know Alabama lost, Bryce Young to the NFL draft. It was the #1 overall pick overall. We're going to miss his leadership, but this is Alabama's first time, starting a first-year quarterback, just like any other school. But the Alabama Crimson Tide has had success with first-year starting quarterbacks. You think all the way back to 2014 with Blake Sims, a guy that had multiple positions on the team, and became the starting quarterback and broke records that season as well. I remember Jake Coker was on the team, and a lot of people was projecting him to be the guy. But Blake Sims had all the confidence in the world and became the starter. And it's strikingly similar in the situation, in my opinion, with Jalen Milroe. He's going to be a first-year starter if he's named the guy. And very similar to Blake Sims. Got good, legs where he can take off running at any time. And Blake Sims set records that year passing the ball. Jalen Milroe, has been seen, and I've been reading, reports that he's practicing on passing the ball downfield with teammates. So Jalen Milroe could potentially be the guy. I think he's going to be the guy. A lot of people think, Tyler Buchner is going to be the guy because he came in from Notre Dame, has that continuity with Tommy Rees. But, Ty Simpson, another guy, great quarterback. But look at the scenarios. Jalen Milroe is identical to Blake Sims, and he could potentially be the guy. 2015, Jake Coker was the guy. Won us a championship. 2016, Jalen Hurts didn't win us a championship, but got us to the big game. Same thing in 2017. His second year, came in, got us there to the big game. Underperformed in the big game, enter, Tua Tagovailoa. Same thing with him, 2018. He was the first year starter. They got us to the big games, but we just couldn't finish. So even down to Bryce Young, got us there. So Alabama's not a stranger to, first year quarterbacks doing a very, very good job. And I think this upcoming season we're going to continue that. I think with Jalen Milroe, he get all the coaching that he can this offseason. Look out for him or whoever's going to be the quarterback, whether it's Ty Simpson or Tyler Buchner. I have confidence that Alabama can get it done with a first-year quarterback. So that's one of the things, I think Alabama has to correct. Another thing, Alabama has to do a better job on the road. I was looking at some stats, and I was looking at the win margin, and some of these games. Alabama had some games last season. If it didn't go our way, we could have had a worse record than we had. But I'm gonna read off some of these stats. Like I said, road games, specifically on the defense. Nick Saban has to get better, get back to his defense, of old. Under Pete Golding, must I say, the last time, Nick Saban had multiple losses, I can think back to the 2010 season. Alabama was coming off a national championship in 2009, and 2010 we had a very, very talented roster, but we managed to get 3 losses that season, and that was for the most part the last time in a while before Nick Saban had multiple losses. And he entered the 2021 season. We lost to Texas A&M on the road, and then we also lost to Georgia in the national championship. But I'm not going to count, that loss. I'm just talking about, losses during the regular season, road games. And Nick Saban, yeah, I'm looking at it now. In 2021, Alabama had some tough road games. So we got to clean up the road games, as far as winning margin. In 2021, we played against Florida. We beat them 31-29, raised a close game. Of course, in 2021 as well, Texas A&M game, we lost to them 41-38. The Auburn game that year, Alabama won 24-22. So, and then you go into the 2022 season, we beat Texas 20-19. We lost to Tennessee 52-49, and then we lost to LSU 32-31. So even though the margin of victory for the other teams were very small, Alabama has to correct, on the road play. Alabama used to be a team they used to dominate on the road, and when I was looking at them stats, that was kind of eye-popping that Alabama has to do a better job on the road. LSU at night is really, really hard place to play. Tennessee as well. I mean, those are hard road games, but in the past, Alabama was able to, for the most part, not let it, get to them. So that's another thing that Alabama has to correct, and definitely need to correct those, going forward in 2023. Another thing that Alabama has to fix is the penalties. Alabama was one of the worst teams these last couple of seasons as far as penalties are concerned. Definitely got to fix that. I'm pretty sure nothing irritates Nick Saban more than anything is the penalties. You can be in a perfect position, to score or to get a first down, and then somebody has a penalty, or you get a first down, get a huge play, and a penalty is committed, and you got to take it back, and that goes against your stats, your overall stats. So that's another thing that Alabama has to do. Just uncharacteristic penalties. Definitely need to step that up this upcoming season, and I think Alabama will be able to do that. Another thing that Alabama needs to clean up is the wide receiver play. It hasn't been up to par the last couple of seasons. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago where Alabama had guys like Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, guys like that just stood out, the Amari Coopers, stuff like that, the DeAndre Whites. Alabama had great wide receiver play, and for some reason the last two seasons the wide receiver play hasn't been up to par. In my opinion, I think it's just a player problem. I'm not saying that Alabama doesn't have great wide receivers, because we definitely have great wide receivers, but I think players need to just focus and buckle down on the fundamentals of getting that now. If Alabama, in my opinion, had better backup wide receivers in the national championship in 2021 against Georgia, maybe Alabama would have had a chance to beat Georgia. Who knows? It's no excuse. The wide receiver play has to pick up. There was a couple of drops in the 8A game. Wide receivers definitely got to fix that this upcoming season. But I like what we have coming back this upcoming season. We got guys like Ja'Corey Brooks. Jermaine Burton definitely started playing better, especially in that Kansas State game, in the bowl game we had last season. So Kobe Prentice, Isaiah Bond, I expect those young guys to step up. Look out for Malik Benson. I think this guy is going to have a huge role in this offense. I think he's a guy that's just ready to shine, and he kind of reminds me of, those wide receivers of the past that we had. So the talent's there at the wide receiver position. I expect better play from them this upcoming season. I think this upcoming season, though, I think we're going to get back to more of a run game, but that should be able to help, the wide receiver play this upcoming season as well. And speaking of that, that's another thing I think that Alabama has to continue to get better with, and that is at the O-line play. In 2021, Alabama had one of the worst offensive line under Nick Saban. Too many pressures. It did get better last season though. We cut down on a lot of the pressures on the quarterback. We're definitely going to need it this upcoming season. We need absolute dominant play on the O-line for this upcoming season, especially for the quarterback, the new quarterback. So I think Alabama's going to get back to that smash mouth, run the ball down teams' throats. I think they're able to do that this upcoming season. Eric Wolford has recruited at a very, very high level. He continues to. He's bringing in a lot of big O-linemen that are road graders. And in my opinion, Alabama has to be able to run the ball this upcoming season, to ease the blow of losing a guy like Bryce Young to the NFL. So definitely have to fix those things. And like I said, it's going to go a long way, as far as the defense is concerned as well. Run the ball. Typically, it gives the defense time to rest. Try to get away from the fast scoring that we, actually turned into the last couple of seasons. Alabama kind of got away from the run game. At times under Bill O'Brien, we were just too pass happy, and we definitely have to fix that. But I think Alabama's going to be really, really good. One more thing back to the defense, under Pete Golding, like I said, games against Texas, Tennessee, and LSU, the Alabama Crimson Tide gave up 92 points to teams. Like I said, the defense is going to have to definitely step up, get back to that old defense of old. I'm very confident in what the defense can do this upcoming season. I think part, the reason why we gave up a lot of points, I think, is scheme. And Pete Golding, even though he's a great, defensive coordinator, and was able for us to break some, not break some records, but be able to put up, a decent defense. It's not the defense of old. So we entered, Kevin Steele. We got Charlie Strong on staff. I expect this defense to be really, really good this upcoming season, and we're going to have to depend on it, in my opinion, to get us through some games until the offense gel. But those are my things that I think Alabama has to clean up. I think they have a great chance of doing so. But what do you guys think about it? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And once again, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and roll Tide.